From sounds to herbs and natural remedies, a class in Rockford offers a look into spiritual hygiene, whether you're a practicing believer or a curious skeptic. Spiritual Hygiene 101 was held at Queen of Swords Divination and more. Guests learned beginner-friendly spiritual maintenance to perform on themselves and at home. The class included topics from egg cleanses to aura cleanses. Owner Kasarin Callie says this class is intended to make spirituality easier to understand and less taboo for the community. Callie says she wants people to be aware of unseen forces, know that they are powerful enough to protect themselves from negative things.
This course is designed for people that are just curious about how to maintain their spiritual hygiene, or how to maintain their homes cleansed of negative energy. Anyone that's just curious about energy work in general.